DC Multiverse!
Hello, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad, the DC Universe Geek, and today we're going to have a little peekaroo at the Flashpoint Aquaman from McFarlane Toys. I know I'm a bit late for this one, but bear with me. I'm a little bit behind schedule and a lot distracted by shiny objects. So this figure would be, as it seems, the first in a 4-figure spread across the year wave of action figures based on DC Comics' smash hit Flashpoint. Not only do we have Aquaman, who clearly comes with the collectible torso of Cyborg, but clearly on the back we can see that there will be 3 other figures. Since we've already got the Flashpoint Batman, it seems like a redundancy to make him. And even if they did, he wouldn't have any guns. So that leaves the other relevant characters in the series. Flashpoint Superman, Wonder Woman, and of course if you're going to do a Flashpoint wave, you need to have Barry Allen Flash, because he's the guy that goes and buggers up the timeline in the first place. And you know if they do a Flash, they're gonna do a gold label, which will probably end up being the Reverse Flash. But anyway, as you can see, this figure comes not only with the torso for the collectible Cyborg, but also a nifty-wifty trading card. Here's that bio. You know what to do if you want to do it. You could just do it, because if you don't, then the card's gone. And of course, a round black figure stand and a 5-pronged trident quintrident. Here's the trident alongside 2 of the other tridents in the series. One is from the long-haired side-eyed Aquaman and the other one is from the Ocean Master. And here's a cool picture of them all holding their tridents up in the air. But I don't know why they did. I thought it was a cool picture. And of course, this body buck base has pretty much basically been used before multiple times. As you can see with Ocean Master and with Aquaman, there are slight differences, like the side armor doohickeys on Ocean Master's belt. And clearly they would have had to mold some kind of holes into his chest there to attach the cape with those clasps. And this one has had the Aquaman symbol put on the one shoulder there. But other than that, this is the thrice usage of this body buck. Toe to head, it's a basic figure. Legs and feet and everything from below the belt is molded in black plastic, and the upper half of his torso, what the f*** is a torso? And from the waist up, he's been molded primarily in like a dark orange reddish plastic. Not a bad look for the figure, and it's a simple, clever reuse of the same parts. This Aquaman figure definitely has more paint deco than I think the other 2, because he's got the gold stripe up the side of his legs. They had to paint the Aquaman symbol on his shoulder, along with, the golden neck piece here, his little collar, and the flesh tone for his neck, not to mention the gold trimming for his gloves. I do quite like this whole scabbard dealio for his trident over his shoulder here. You can see that it just fits nicely. It fits. Okay. It fits nicely in there, just like that. Whew, that gave me a hassle. And it's nice and tight. It is not going to fall out no matter what you do. See? I am giving him a concussion, but that thing's not falling out. And the face for this guy is, well, it's pretty keen, isn't it? I mean, it's been sculpted well, and the paint palette and the paint deco looks really good for this fella, so no complaints there. I love the sculpted hair. The hair looks pretty fantastic. I mean, this is a really great head sculpt, and, the one detail I like the most, I mean, if I had to pick one thing that I was like, I really like this part of the face sculpt, I would say, man, that great big, taking a gigantic bite of a hot dog open mouth is the best part. And something a lot of reviewers have missed with this figure is inside the mouth, there is a detail that reviewers haven't quite got. It's you zoom in and ha! Got him! Here he is with the Flashpoint Batman as a comparison for that figure. I just can't stop looking at his open mouth. It looks like he's going to the dentist. Doing his articulation seems kind of pointless just because, I mean, it is literally the same articulation that we've seen so many times before. And if you remember, Aquaman is actually a fairly articulate... Wait a minute. I don't remember Aquaman being this articulated. That's backbreaking. That's like sitting in the front row at the movie theater. Oh, yeah, never mind. They can sit together. But yeah, everything else is exactly as it was before. Aquaman is pretty articulated. You know, you're not going to have that many complaints, I don't think. I mean, even frontwards, he definitely does more than a lot of other figures do. I mean, it's not super great, but he definitely does a lot more than a lot of the other ones do. There's the groin, there's all the articulation points there. You can crunch his stuff up like that. Point the foot, point the toe, right? You got, this one even has a little bit more roundy motion than we're used to getting. Yeah, I remember liking Aquaman's articulation, if I'm telling the truth, because it's actually pretty good. Yeah, no real complaints there. So at this point, I guess the real question is, what do I think about this Aquaman figure? Well, this is not my favorite iteration of the character, if I'm being completely honest. As fantastic as Flashpoint was, and it really was a very grown-up story, this is not my favorite version of the character. Not by a long shot. This is actually my least favorite version of the character. But this is an actually good figure of the character. So I highly recommend that you pick this guy up if you see him hanging on the pegs, or wandering the streets, or washed up on shore at the beach, or wherever you find him. Anyway, that's my story and I'm sticking to it, so I'll see you with the next one, super friends. Have a DC day, everybody, and take care.